family vacations are all about fun. Relaxing, spending quality time, getting to know each other. First, we're gonna need to set some rules.
Dave, come on. Rules is my middle name.
Chipwrecked. All right, Leon. You know, when you have chipmunks that get shipwrecked, what do you have?
Chipwrecked.
No, you got a suck-ass movie. That's what you got. Come on now.
What are you talking about, Corey? I sat through those first two Chipmunk movies. Surely this one can't be the one that's bad.
Well, you weren't there, and co-host wasn't there because he came up with that mysterious, oh, I'm sick this morning illness.
Hey, look, I'm just allergic to bullshit. So, you know, along with my problems and that, I'll just stay my ass home.
I don't understand why you keep taking the bullshit train then if you're so allergic to it.
I know. He's like,
He's trying to build up a tolerance.
Oh, I see.
yeah.
I see.
He's like,
homeopathy.
my doctor told me to stay away from cartoon chipmunks. I got a note right here.
But Corey,
Watch this in crayon.
I'm the only one in the room now who has seen all three Chipmunks movies.
The Chipmunks trilogy?
And I have got to say, this is actually the best one.
Yeah.
Really?
I gotta say, and Corey, you haven't seen either one of the others, and I'm telling you, they are much worse.
No,
than this
Are
one.
you serious, Cyrus? This is the best one?
Oh, easily the best.
Sorry,
one.
shut up. Damn it, I'm trying to make him feel better, man. You know, I'm trying to make him feel like I had to suffer. You had to, like,
I wasn't
ruin
gonna-
my facade.
I wasn't going to let you have that because I saw the first two Chipmunk movies and you didn't. So
Hey, Leon, how about you call 911 so we can get the EMS to take both of these motherfuckers to the hospital, all right?
Literally, y'all are suffering. Hey, co-host and the one that's sick. Y'all are two that's sick.
Yeah.
wait. Now,
I was sick.
I never said it was a good movie.
Yeah.
I said it's the best of the three, and that is true.
Actually, you know, that's true. Well, I can't say if that's true or not. I haven't seen the first two, but I think I was suffering from a case of Leonidas. You know what Leonidas is?
Wasn't that a character from 300?
No, from Leon over here. I had cases of Leons where people keep telling me how bad something is, and then when I finally see it for myself, I'm like, it ain't so bad. You know, this ain't so painful.
Strangely enough, this actually wasn't that painful, and I'm surprised. It wasn't a good movie by any stretch of the imagination, but once again, this is a film that when they were making it, they didn't go, I wonder what like 30-something old guys are going to think about this film. They weren't thinking about us at all. I mean, at best, they were like, let's at least make it so they don't kill themselves.
You apparently don't know enough furries out there. I can name one guy that would love this.
Nah, they're CG. These don't appeal to furries.
All right, I got to ask one question.
Yes.
Is David Cross in this one?
Yes.
Okay.
As
all right.
Uncle Ian.
And honestly,
Okay, yeah, Uncle Ian.
You know, he's like the villain in both the previous ones, and
Yeah.
he's the funniest part of
Yeah.
the first two, if you could really honestly call
Right.
anything funny in
It's
them.
a dubious
A
distinction.
dubious distinction, to be sure. But here, it's not like he's a good guy, but he's not really a villain either. He's
Really?
He's just kind of a jerk, but he's a jerk thrown into the same boat, as it were, or thrown out of the same boat, as it were, with the
man,
rest of the cast.
I have to say, you know, sitting in there, everything he said, I mean, what the fuck am I going to say? It's Chipwrecked. It's not even the Chipmunks movie. It's Chipwrecked. That definitely does say this is not meant for adults. And
They should have sent in the Rescue Rangers, is what I'm saying.
yeah, Chippendale, yeah. I mean, I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, all right, you know, it's something that's really meant as a casual distraction for kids. And I'm sitting up there watching and I was like, what makes it not so bad is that Alvin, he ain't trying to gangster it up as much, you know, because you're right. Before you thinking like, yeah, somebody needs to put Alvin in a Scared Straight program. I think he went to that. I think he went to that program. He did get shoved up some prisoner's ass, and he came in like, all right, I'm not no gangster, okay? I ain't cut for this shit, okay?
I think what happened is Dave made a video and put it on YouTube where he's whipping the shit out of Alvin. Like, tell him you ain't into that gangster shit.
Yeah,
tell
like that boy.
Bam, bam, bam.
It's like that boy that did that YouTube video. Yeah, Dave is whooping his ass. Tell him, this old gangster shit you see on TV, that ain't real. It ain't real. I'm not gangster.
But it's funny that this movie is really about addressing the thing that we hated about the first two, about Alvin being such a worthless, irritating little shit that you want to strangle, such an asshole. It's really kind of ultimately the goal of this film is to put him in the position where he has to see what everybody else is like when they have to deal with him.
Really? Yeah, see, that's what it is. I mean, don't get me wrong. I didn't have to see as much of Alvin as you guys did, so maybe y'all are used to you by this point. But I'm looking
you don't
at this,
have that giant hole in your...
Well, I'm looking at this, and I'm just kind of like, fuck, man, Alvin is a dick. You know, Alvin does everything he can to go out of his way and cause trouble. And I'm looking at him, and I'm just like, you know, this little motherfucker deserves everything he gets.
Yeah, somebody should call Thor because this kid's the Loki of chipmunks.
Shit, I hate this chipmunk, man. I mean, I did, and that's probably what turned me around this movie, because in the movie, Jason Lee also returns as Dave.
Oh yeah,
and then
he had to come back.
Yeah,
the franchise called his name.
That check called his name.
Yeah, he missed one check and then missed the mortgage on his home. He's like, damn, I forgot how much these chipmunks were paying for.
Well, he still had that show last time.
Yeah,
Not so much anymore.
Move out the way, Chuck. I'm coming back.
but I don't know who the chipmunks were played by before, and really, it doesn't matter.
I think Jesse McCartney's always been one.
You have Jesse McCartney, you have Justin Long, you have a guy named Matthew Gray Gubler.
That's them. That's
Okay.
Not like it matters. They're all so sped up. You wouldn't be able to tell who was doing
I like how you said that Jesse McCartney, before we started recording, you're like, man, he was Justin Bieber.
Before Justin Bieber. Yeah, Justin Bieber's the new Jesse McCartney.
It took his thunder, yeah, and Justin Bieber's gone on to superstardom. This fool is still playing a chipmunk.
now, to be fair, he's also the voice of Robin on Young Justice.
Still.
he's moving on up.
The ladder of cartoon characters. Yeah. Hey, you know what? He might be on Family Guy one day if he works hard enough.
Yeah, I can't. I'm looking forward to seeing him on the Actors Studio.
Yeah. The cartoon actor studio.
Tell us about the chipmunks.
I was Booberry once. But you know what, man? And they're also joined again by the Chipettes. The Chipettes being...
fuck the Chipettes.
Well, you have Alvin, Simon, Theodore. The Chipettes are... Who are they? They're Eleanor, Jeanette, and Brittany. Is that their name?
Otherwise known as Who Gives a Shit.
Yeah, thank you. You asked me some fine ass chipmunks, but they
Here we go.
As chipmunks go.
as chipmunks go, they're all right.
Who's the furry now? Your friend?
I wouldn't walk across the street to catch rabies from him, for sure.
I don't know. That Brittany's kind of cute, man. But so they're all together now. Oh, and speaking of celebrity names, I mean, they got top celebrities for the Chipettes. They got
Snooki.
That's Snooki from. What are you talking? No, Snooki is a Chipette. She's a shade.
She plays one on TV.
I know she's a shade fucking chipmunk. No,
We got top celebrities like one of those Real Housewives from Fresno.
the bad girls of Atlanta. No, who are about as shrill as a fucking chipmunk. No, you got Amy Poehler, Anna Faris, and Christina Applegate. Now they're all.
That's a serious waste of some talent.
Well,
right
hey
there.
man, you know that's a check for what? Getting your voice sped up. But they're all on a ship and they're getting ready on a cruise ship, getting ready to go to some big music award show where they're all going to perform. No, this ain't Titanic. No, it ain't like that. No, but they are on their way there. You know, of course, Alvin has to fuck everything up. Alvin eventually, by screwing with things on the ship, gets them like kicked off the ship, not by like the captain who's already told Dave, you know, that little motherfucker there, that's not even a kid. I'm not even supposed to have animals on this fucking ship, okay? You better be glad he can talk. You know, otherwise their ass would have been pelican food right now. But Alvin does something where he gets them knocked overboard accidentally and they get washed up on this island. Now it just so happens that Dave, Uncle Ian, Ian played by David Cross, he's so broke after like trying to get the chipmunks, you know, and exploit them for his own means, and it's all turned against him. He's got no job now except working as a mascot on this ship. So him and Dave end up going after the chipmunks to get washed up on this island. And on this island, it's all of a sudden that Alvin begins to think like, wow, you know, I really did fuck people over here. It's my fault that I'm here. And Simon is always trying to tell me I'm a fuck up, you know. Maybe I should turn myself around. You see Alvin starting to realize how important responsibility is. And I thought, like, you know what? I wouldn't want to make a movie about, you know, a PSA like this.
Yeah, no
but
shit.
But it really is not as annoying as I thought it would be. Like I said, they pulled back on trying to make it lasted for about 5 minutes at the beginning of the movie. Alvin's rapping with the rest of the Chipettes and the Chipmunks. But once they get on that island, they drop everything like that.
Well, I mean, I barely got through the point on the boat when there's like a dance-off between the Chipettes and a bunch of Jersey Girl lookalikes. I was like, please make this stop. Oh God, please, it hurts.
That was so bad. Yeah.
It's so bad. And the whole boat sequence is pretty much filled with that shit. But when they get on the island, it actually starts being, if not mildly amusing, then tolerable. Where I'm like, okay, there was actually a moment or two I went, ha!
Yeah,
that was about it.
So does it become an apology letter about the first two movies?
There is no apology for that. There is none.
There's no apology big enough in the world for those two movies. I understand.
There need to be the equivalent of the Nuremberg trials for the first two.
You know, apology for those movies would be called reparations.
But you know what? Like you were saying about Alvin starting to go, God, responsibility and feeling guilty. What's funny, and it doesn't really make sense, I guess, with what they're trying to sell. But so Simon gets bit by the spider that causes brain issues, whatever. So he turns into
Spider-Man.
Simone, the crazy action-craved French guy.
You know who he's voiced by?
Oh, is it not the same person?
Alan Tudyk.
Oh, really? Okay.
It's like, why'd they get him to do
But the thing is, like, unlike Alvin, who does crazy shit and fucks it up all the time, Simone is actually a badass. He does crazy shit and it totally pays off, and he's awesome. And everyone's like, wow, you are awesome.
And that's the other thing.
And Alvin's all
paying,
pissed off. He's like, fuck you. You need to calm your shit down, Simone.
Yeah, that's the other thing. He's like, nobody's paying attention to me. I guess maybe I kind of need to act like an adult to like actually make people look my way, you know. That's the only thing that's going to take them off guard, you know. There were points in the movie where I actually laughed at some of the Chipmunks. I think Theodore, that's the fat one, right?
Yes. Simon's is the one with the glasses.
So, yeah, no.
Simon's the four eyes.
Yeah, okay, and Theodore's the one with the eating disorder. Okay, so no, Theodore actually made me laugh in a couple of parts because he's not seen too much in the movie. You don't get too much of him, and when you don't see that, he gets a couple of lines in there that make you chuckle. Now, I wasn't up there like, that Theodore crazy, you know, but it was like, that's kind of cute. But you're right. You told me before going in, you were saying, man, David Cross is the one that really makes this funny. And David Cross had me laughing. Like like you think he's going to have this moment of redemption where he's going to come around. It's like, no, he's an asshole to the whole movie, man.
That's what
like
makes
an asshole an asshole.
He's less of a villain here than he is in the other two.
Okay.
Because the other two, he's out and out the villain. Here, he doesn't really get how he fucked up before, but he's just starting to figure out that, yes, indeed, he was doing something very wrong. and he does indeed manage to get through this without ever becoming the villain. But yeah, he's the funniest part of this, no question.
Yeah.
If you were going to describe anything in here as actually out and out.
I was going to say, so when does the smoke monster and the polar bears come into play? Where this is interesting for somebody like me.
I wish they had. They reference Lord of the Flies, that's for sure. But that's so obvious. I was like, you know what? If you're doing obvious anyway, which they are, because I assure you, indeed, Leon, there is a Titanic reference right off the goddamn bat.
Oh no! As a matter of fact, it's
right
in
off
the
the
trailer.
trailer.
I'm the king of the world.
Yeah. They got to get that out of the way because no one saw that coming. Oh, Chipmunks, you so crazy.
Yeah. But you know, it's the reason why it's not a good movie. I mean, for several reasons, but seriously, I don't know what it was like in other movies, but even with the addition of David Cross, say what you will about the Chipmunks, they're the best actors in the movie. Your live action people are terrible.
That's the thing. One of the things that really killed me with the first movie is how awful, bloody, goddamn awful Jason Lee is.
Yeah, no exception here.
Yeah,
same story.
He's bad,
if not worse.
And there's an addition of a human bad actor here, which is a really pointless story for the island. They run into a stowaway. This girl named Zoe.
Not stowaway.
Castaway.
I mean, I'm sorry, stowaway. Somebody rides the ship. No, they run to this castaway that. Named Zoe, played by this girl Jenny Slate, who's on the island, and she's on Saturday Night Live or something.
She used to be. She got fired because she said "fuck" on the air.
That was because she decided to be in Chipwrecked.
I know. And then they put on a children's movie.
It's funny because that first year she was in a lot of skits, and she had this one skit where like a bunch of lesbians who kept saying like, "I freaking love you, man. I freaking love you. I freaking love you," and she had to do it the most, and she just had to do it so much that one time it just came out, "I fucking love you," and you saw her face go like, "Oh shit." And they cut away from it.
Well, she doesn't say "fuck these chipmunks" like she probably should, but she's I don't know what these movies do. I mean, I don't know if the director, and I don't know how many different directors they've had for these movies, but I don't know if they just can't direct them acting against inanimate objects or nobody there at all or whatever. But these people are terrible, man. And this girl Jenny Slate in this movie, she's especially bad.
Wow, so blank face.
Horrible.
And she's written at first as just this one note like. Excuse to have the Chipmunks have someone else to talk to, really.
Yeah.
I mean, just like, oh, wow, you're the Chipmunks. Cool.
No! Why? Please don't eat us, Mr. Jungle Monster.
I'm not a monster. I'm Zoe, and I'm clearly a girl who has been on this island for so long that now she's imagining that squirrels can talk.
We are chipmunks. Yeah, Alvin and the Chipmunks.
Who and the what now?
Maybe this will help. Ra ra Roma Roma ma ga ga ooh la la. Want your bed romance?
Okay, stop.
Colleen.
I don't know who you are.
Exactly how long have you been here?
8 or 9 years.
Wait, you've been here 9 years? What if we're here 9 years? What if we're here forever?
Well, I don't really know about your music. I've been on this island for a while. Here's a non-stop referencing to that Tom Hanks Castaway movie. Believe me, non-stop referencing to it. And then all of a sudden, on turn of a dime, because they really just don't know what else to do, they're like, all right, let's give her a nefarious story that we haven't ever mentioned.
Yeah,
And it comes out of nowhere, this personality 360 for her.
Yeah, and it's one of those stories where people land on the island just in time before the island decides to blow up.
Dude, that's
It has a
true.
volcano.
Is there any film where that ever happens otherwise?
Yeah.
I mean, even that new one coming out, Journey to.
Yeah,
To Journey
exactly.
to an island that's actually called Mysterious Island. They're there for 10 minutes before the island's like, well, you've been here long enough. We're
Yeah,
gonna
you
blow
got to
up.
get off of here. We need some urgency here. I'm telling you, if they make a Gilligan's Island movie, this is going to be the plot. They got to get off the island before the island blows up because the volcano is active.
That was the plot of every third episode of Gilligan's
What,
Island.
before the island blew up?
Yeah, it was
There was always a volcano.
Why didn't they
blow
fucking
up.
die?
Well, because it
I
didn't
thought it was
actually
about
blow up.
I thought it was about them trying to make a radio out of coconut.
That was
Second
every
plot?
other one. Yeah, and the other plot was the professor had to throw dynamite in the volcano to blow up to keep it from erupting.
Right, but the thing is, the island will always be about to blow up because they had to have guest stars, right?
Yeah.
And they had to give some of the guest stars like, "Fuck y'all, I'm out of here."
Yeah, that's right. That did
Every
happen a
single
lot.
time.
Where the
Yeah.
guest star was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna stay here. I'm gonna work with
Yeah.
y'all. We're gonna build a big boat.
Yeah, no
as a
excuse
volcano.
here.
Well,
I'm
but
gone."
yeah, but you don't have it. You don't
I
have
don't
anything
have
like
that here. There is no excuse for saying using the oldest, most trite island adventure excuse for okay, we got to wrap this up somehow.
Well, I was saying unless that volcano is going to be used to fry these little motherfuckers right here, I don't want to see it. But yeah, man, like I said, it's.
Y'all are getting soft.
Man, I don't know what it is, man. I lucked out because I didn't suffer through it. I didn't want to be there and felt like I was, slightly wasting my time as a fucking adult there being there. But, as far as my job goes to come out and tell you what this movie is like, for me, for kids, which is why I had to give a report when I came out. I was like, for kids, it's fine. The adults are not going to get anything out of it, but the kids will. And that's the other thing. I will say that, this movie seems like it was closer to the Chipmunks that I remember that, I grew up with in the 80s because, they do covers of popular songs today and they might annoy us, but that's what they did back on the cartoons from what I remember. Even back in the 60s, they were doing covers of stuff. So
Those songs were good.
Music was so much better when you were a kid.
See, I was thinking that them making the Chipmunks sing these new songs made them better. So-
I think it made it better for me just because I didn't actually recognize any of them.
Yeah.
So I wasn't going, oh, I hate this fucking song. I didn't know any of the songs. I'm like, whatever.
But you know them now. I saw your CD track list today.
yeah, he's lying.
I bought the album on iTunes.
He's got Kids Bop and he speeds it up to make it sound like the Chipmunks. No, the Chipettes come out doing singing things like, I whip my tail back and forth, I whip my tail back and forth. And I was like, I know what that is, but I'm looking at Cyrus, and Cyrus just has a big old question mark over his head. He got steam coming out of his ears.
I look like Metal Gear Solid.
Look at his eyes, and it's just two cherries.
He's drooling his shoe.
A slot machine.
I like to buy the Chipmunks album and slow it down because Justin Long has a beautiful voice.
Yeah, I wonder what it would be like if you actually slowed it down.
Listen to normal speed.
It'll say, "I am Satan, kill yourself."
That would be funny.
Kill your parents.
Paul is dead.
Wouldn't that be fun to slow the movie down and
Really, you want? It would be fun to do something to make that movie last longer.
It'll be like it'll be like what they do with the Chopped and Screwed stuff. The Chipmunk movie Chopped and Screwed. Read it, Alvin.
You wouldn't even have to slow the movie down. You could just take the actual audio samples out of the Chipmunks, slow them down, and then rematch them to the Chipmunks.
No, I want to get stoned and watch the whole movie slow down. So.
I'll call Guy Ritchie to to do that one.
No,
Him and Tarsum sing.
no. To give the rating here, it's a very low rental, even for children. But yeah, I'm and that's me going easy on it.
Yeah, I don't know how much there is to say. We haven't already said it's certainly more tolerable than the others, but that's not saying a lot. I mean, goddamn, people who make children's movies be for kids thinking, you know what fucking difference does it make what we fucking shit out here? They're just a bunch of little brats that don't know any better. As long as it's colorful and filled with movement, then fuck everybody else. It was the way 99% of these things go, and this is another example, except somebody actually did go, well, maybe we won't make it that bad. Yeah. I mean, it's a low rental to be sure. I think I'm pretty sure we gave either some old bullshit or fuck you to the other ones.
Well, it's somebody going, hey, boys, once again, we got the rights to the Chipmunks, and we got 2 months to make a movie. And this is that one time some guy said, well, you know what? I actually have a box of old plots here we can go through.
Seriously.
Whereas before they were like, well, I ain't got no old plots. Just write some shit down and film it.
They ain't even dusty, these plots.
Well, if they ever
used so often.
Well, if they ever do another one, you call me up when they find out that they land on fucking Monster Island with Godzilla and Rodan and have to fight those motherfuckers. I'll be there for that. All right, I'll miraculously recover from whatever ailments I have.
That would be a short movie. Just one big foot coming down on three little rats. Were the other movies really that bad?
They really were. Like the second one, I mean, Zachary Levi was better than Jason Lee was, but I mean, they go to high school and get picked on by bullies, real kids.
It's so
picking
tedious.
on animated chipmunks. It makes no sense.
Yeah, that's why here it's better, because going to the island, it's actually a bunch of like hijinks, as it were, that you're more separated from. Like, I've never been to an island and rode a zip line and that sort of thing. You know, like, okay, I'm mildly interested. I've never found a hidden treasure. Here in the originals, it's just like, oh god, this is so fucking like the first one's like watching a reality show, like playing with those aspects. Second one is, like I said, is just every bad high school thing.
Yeah, it's
Wow, very bad. I'm surprised they didn't make the third one about the chipmunks go Columbine or something. Break into a school.
No, that's the audience doing that.
That's a good movie.
I'm going to puke.
Alvin and the Chipmunks. Chipwrecked.
Roma, Roma, ma, ga, ga, ooh la la. Want your bedroom,